This is old camp.
And this is not a spring chicken. Today we're going to be talking about...
History of the Christmas tree. As you can see, we spared no expense to do this, which, we did spare no expense.
This is my Christmas tree that goes out in the front in the pots.
We had 2 pots in front of the house, and this goes in one of them, and believe me, we had problems trying to figure out why this one wasn't working. So, so this is old Cam.
Oh, and this is not a spring chick.
So, I know, but we've done this 3 times already, folks, so we're getting confused. But like the Christmas tree is a decorated evergreen coniferous tree, real or artificial. As you can tell, this one's artificial.
No.
You don't think it's artificial, then try eating one of the little pieces that just came off the tree, yeah. Which wouldn't exist if you get rid of oil. If you get rid of petroleum products, you have no artificial trees, so. They can be decorated with Christmas lights, originally candles, ornaments, and garlands and tinsel during the days around Christmas. An angel or star is often placed at the top of the tree, representing the host of angels, are the Star of Bethlehem, the Nativity. The tradition of decorating an evergreen tree at Christmas started in Germany in the 16th century.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, they're in Deutschland.
And they did that because the Black Forest, and they had Christmas trees. Or actually, they had a lot of trees.
They had a lot of pine trees. They had a lot of baby peat, you know. A lot of people, they go top off the tree and bring the top in. Well, because it doesn't stop the tree from growing, it just stops it from making a point. So you climb up the top, grab a huge, because the best Christmas trees are always the tops of a huge conifer, so. Basically, the tradition of Christmas tree, as we know it, is fairly young. It was established by Martin Luther as a counterpart.
Is that like in Martin Luther King?
No, Martin Luther, the Lutheran.
Oh, like it's in the Lutheran Church of Martin Luther.
It's a Protestant counterpart to the Catholic nativity scene. He established the Christmas tree, the symbol of the tree of life in the Garden of Eden. Well, they didn't have conifers in the Garden of Eden, folks. That was the middle of the den. That's sort of a repeat, so. I like the custom of electric Christmas tree can be historically traced in the 15th century Estonia, basically, as we were talking, another piece, the Soviet Union, Greek Orthodox folks, who gave us St. Nicholas, who gave us the coal and the sock, who gave us the giving, or give us the naughty and nice.
They gave us naughty and nice?
Yeah, that's right. According to the first documented use of the Christmas tree in Estonia in 1440, the Brotherhood of Blackheads erected a tree for the holidays in their Brotherhood house on Reval. At the last night of celebrations leading up to the holiday, the tree was taken to Town Hall Square where the members of the Brotherhood danced around it. Basically, in 1584, the pastor and chronicle Balthazar wrote and established the tradition of setting up a decorated spruce in the market square where young men went to flock when maidens and women first sang and danced there, and then set the tree aflame. Yeah, they talked about a pagan holiday. They probably had a heck of a lot more fun in those days, frolicking around the Christmas tree.
They probably did, like the maid, you know what I mean, like the maid dance, where they go around. They probably did it around the Christmas tree.
Yeah, and that the guilds started electing Christmas trees in front of their guild halls. Basically, small tree was decorated with apples, nuts, dates, and pretzels, and paper flowers, and elected in the guild house for the benefit of the guild members' children, who basically would go pick the things off the tree. See, you're getting decorations now too.
And what, they'd have apple trees and nuts trees, and so then they put it all on their Christmas trees.
Candy canes, the candy canes, people take candy. So, by the early 18th century, the custom is so common in towns of the Upper Rhineland, but not spread to rural areas. Wax candles are from the 18th century, basically confined to the Upper Rhineland for a relatively long period, and regarded as a pagan custom by the Roman Catholic majority. Well, yeah, I can guarantee you they weren't wearing a lot of clothes when they danced around a tree. So you can guess what the tree was a symbol of. So it was always tall and erect. Yeah. Basically, but just like Christmas, the Christmas tree more or less became accepted by the Roman Catholics because they couldn't stamp it out.
They couldn't stamp it out?
They tried to stamp it out as a pagan thing.
Oh, and it didn't succeed.
Yeah, basically it moved to Canada before it came to the United States. Can you believe that?
Really?
Yep. Basically, it was introduced in Canada by the Brunswick soldiers stationed in the province of Quebec to garrison the colony against American attack. The French, the Germans there held a Christmas party, delighting their guests with a fir tree decorated with candles and fur. And then the colonists attacked and they took the Christmas tree.
Why are you laughing?
No, that's what they did. They attacked and took the Christmas tree.
That reminds you of like school rivalries. You take the
They
mascot.
captured the Christmas tree. So that's a good one. In the early 19th century, become popular among the nobility and spread the royal courts as far as Russia. Well, yeah, because
St. Nicholas?
St. Nicholas. The custom spread across Austria, and in the following years in France, the first Christmas tree was introduced in 1840 by the Duchess d'Orleans. The Queen's Christmas tree in Windsor in 1848, the Victoria Crown, Prince Al, basically all those pictures of the Victoria Regina, and basically the Christmas tree. Basically, that's when that happened. It introduced for the first time at the personal unit of Hanover with the Queen Charlotte of Mecklenburg-Schwerin. Basically, that's when the Germans were sort of running things in the country. The Hanovers are the Germans. Which is funny, my family is also the Plantagenets, we're also the Hanovers, and we're also the Windsors. That's sort of like intermarriage.
Oh.
Yeah. Basically, Queen Victoria de Chelles loved the Christmas tree. In her journal, the 13-year-old wrote, after dinner he went into the drawing room near the dining room. There were two large round tables which replaced two trees hung with lights and sugar ornaments. Guess why she liked the tree?
Yes.
All the presents being placed around the trees. After her marriage to her German cousin, Prince Albert, that's Prince Albert in the can.
What do you mean Prince Albert in the can?
You don't smoke if you
Oh, it
pipes.
is. I was going to ask you. It's Prince Albert. Yeah, on the
Prince
pipe.
Albert in the can. That's him on the can. Yeah, that's okay. Basically, I must now seek to show an echo of what Ernest, his brother, and I were at old time. We thought in their delight the Christmas tree is not less than ours to be used. Basically, he couldn't deny his and Victoria's children less than he had. So the Christmas tree then became very popular because he wanted his children to have more than he had, and because Victoria grew up around the Christmas tree. So sort of the royal family.
The royal family got it going.
Yeah. So basically,
It's sibling rivalry.
Basically, you see a lot of the Christmas decorations are Albert and Victoria. So the image was reprinted, the image was reprinted on cards, the Queen and Prince Albert and Queen Victoria. And
interesting.
That's how your Christmas cards came about. Was sending images of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert and their family to people for the holidays.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Several cities in the United States with German connections lay claim to the country's first Christmas tree. Connecticut, Windsor Locks, Connecticut claims that a Haitian soldier put up the first tree in 1777 while imprisoned, and that the first Christmas tree in America is also claimed by Easton, Pennsylvania, where German settlers reportedly elected a Christmas tree in 1816. I think that 1777 sort of got a beat a bit though.
Yeah, I think so.
Basically, if you look at all German immigrants, basically one German immigrant
You
after
could
another.
say it's a German tradition.
And German brought it to this country even, so remember Albert was also a Hanover.
So actually having a Christmas tree in all of these public places has nothing to do with, it's
a German, it's a tradition
Germany.
of Germany. It's just because so many, the Germans brought it with them. Queen Victoria married a German. And she carried on, her family were Germans, so it was a German tradition of putting the tree up, not necessarily on Christmas Day, but in that period. So, let's see, basically, we got Worcester, Ohio, popularized the practice of decorating a tree with candy canes. A German immigrant living there, and basically, August Amgard cut a blue spruce from a tree from the woods outside of town, had the Worcester Village tinsmith construct a store and placed a tree in his house, decorating the tree with paper ornaments and candy canes. The National Confectionery Association recognized Amgard as the first ever to use candy canes.
My guess is the guy that first did it
Yeah.
was somebody that sold candy canes.
He's buried in Worcester Cemetery. A large pine tree every year is lit above his grave with Christmas lights and candy canes.
But my guess is he was first a merchant that sold candy canes.
That would
Probably,
yes,
right?
that's why he basically called the kids to his house with the Christmas tree and the light candles and the big thing. Yeah, good one. That's why the Confectioners Hall of Fame has him listed.
That's right, wouldn't it be?
Yeah. Here we got the Rockefeller, now we got the 20th
The
century.
Rockefeller, the center tree, that was, I mean, you hear about that all the time. That, I mean, people go there to ice skate and to look at the Christmas tree.
Yeah, see, many towns, cities, departments are put up public Christmas trees such as the Rich's Great Tree in Atlanta and the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree in New York and a large Christmas tree at Victoria Square and in Washington, D.C. During the 70s and 80s, the largest Christmas tree in the world was put up on a property of the National Enquirer of Latana, Florida. You know, they got a huge, they do it, but that's Rupert Murdoch, folks.
Oh, really?
He owns the Enquirer, so. The Festival of Trees, organized around the organization and display of multiple trees as charity events, which basically, you ever go to the trees that are all lit up along, every.
I always just love to go. It just is magical. You walk and you see all the trees lit up.
Fresno has an area, in Van Ness Boulevard in Fresno, where basically those trees are palm and Van Ness, those things are just.
We have to see if they're still doing that in LA.
Yeah.
We've missed that year after year.
Yeah, they've got, so, it's really nice to see everybody going out, just putting tons up. I mean, we did it here. I mean, we grew pine trees on our property. We lined a few pine trees, and every year I would light as many. Basically, we had thousands of lights. I mean, I had dozens of boxes of lights that I put on trees in my house. So I was the only one that did it in my family, and no one liked to do it but me. What do we got? The United States National Christmas Tree is lit each year on the south lawn of the White House. Today, the lighting of the National Christmas Tree is part of what has become a major event at the White House.
I wonder if they did that this year.
Yeah, basically, Jimmy
You think,
Carter.
are they
though,
doing one?
Yeah, he's forced to. He's a Muslim. He does. He's forced to do it because they'd run him out of town if he didn't. But because Jimmy Carter, one year only lit the top ornament, because he was suffering hostage problems with the Iranians. So as he canceled our going to the Olympic Games, he also canceled the National Christmas Tree, other than the light on the top, which basically endeared him to a lot of people.
Oh.
Yeah, the same
And
is
it was
true.
in honor of the Americans that were being held hostage.
Yeah, except in 1980, he lit the tree for 417 seconds, 1 second for each day the hostage has been in captivity. I mean, the guy was a real asshole. So, the term Charlie Brown Christmas tree, and it can't describe a poor-looking Christmas tree. This actually would look better.
That was not a Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
No, this tree hasn't actually been finished yet, because you sit there and this one you got to pop up with little arms and stuff.
Yeah.
We just
And
started.
this is just for the front of the, you got
Yeah.
two of them that are by the
No,
doorway.
but it actually does come up. But we haven't finished it yet. The big tree is the tree we can't use because the tree's like 5 foot tall in the middle of the table, so.
Yeah, we put it on the kitchen table.
Yeah, so we can't do that one. So, basically Charlie Brown is malformed. Some tree buyers intentionally adopt such trees, feeling sympathetic for their plight. The term comes to appearance in Charlie Brown's Christmas Tree and a TV special of Christmas Tree. I think that was
The
coming
Charlie
up.
Brown Christmas.
Yeah,
They had a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving too.
He puts the alarm on, I killed the tree, and then they come and they decorate the tree to make him happy. And it's the most beautiful looking tree. In order to make a ugly duckling into a swan, you actually do have to have a swan. You can't have a dead tree to make it live. Basically, Pohana trees are described as native Christmas trees in New Zealand. As they bloom at Christmas time and look like Christmas trees with their red flowers.
Oh,
and
I
green
bet
flowers.
that's really pretty.
Yeah, so actually we got a semi-Christmas tradition.
Well, that's not a Christmas tree.
It's not a Christmas tree, but it is but they decorate, these will grow to be this tall.
Really?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is a poinsettia.
It's a poinsettia, but it will
From
grow.
last year that still lived.
Yeah.
And we were attempting to change the
Yeah.
leaves.
No, but they will decorate those in Mexico
Oh, really?
because they grow to be
They
like
grow
this.
bigger.
And they grow like trees. Now decorate those. They got the red and green foliage and they put extra decorations on them. So what a Christmas tree, basically what a Christmas tree is sort of defined by what you call a Christmas tree. That's why these things here, the Christmas tree is basically so god-awful generic. It can be a pine, it can be a conifer.
I think it's based on what they have in that